Okay, episode 290. We're back here with the Timbo Sugar Show. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we're here to bless you with the gospel.
Big Daddy's in town. Big Mike, how's it going, brother?
It's going all right. Long-time listener, first-time caller into the show. Welcome to my lair. Yeah, I'm doing it from the bedroom, guys. I spoke with Suga this morning. I had an event that I can't get into the details of last night. A little bit of a traumatic event for me, but I couldn't miss calling into this incredible broadcast.
No, and I really appreciate that. I kind of gave him a little rundown and said, hey, you know, Big Mike's making a big play today. He definitely doesn't have to hop on. The first thing I noticed when we FaceTimed this morning, though, is we had similar bed head. I'm not even going to lie. Look at that. We had similar hair. If that was pink, blue, yellow, red, green, we would look alike.
You know, the Turks, they got something special going on out there. They're able to reverse the aging process dramatically using advanced hair transplantation technology. And, you know, that's the only reason why I'm able to be the way that I am today.
Do you think that had a big role in getting your girlfriend, or do you think that's just your pure riz?
No, I think it's I'm friends with Logan Paul, you know.
That helps. That helps indeed.
You're familiar with the game, Sean. We've spent enough time together. You know the vibes.
Listen to the Logan Paul, Donald Trump, Mike Majlak podcast. It's impressive you guys can have someone like Donald Trump on and talk about what's going on in the world. If I had Trump on, I'd say, hey, Mr. President, how many times you off today, buddy? What's your testosterone levels? Are you doing push-ups?
He was very nice. He was very hospitable, and obviously, like, I've kind of been all over the block on his policy, but having a chance to actually like meet him and sit down with him was pretty cool. He's a very, very smart dude, and as the kids say, he has aura. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? Like a lot of the shit he says is just a meme, and also another thing that I learned about him from his team was like a lot of the time he really is just trolling. Like when you see him and talk to him like in person, like off camera, he's a very normal guy. Like, how you doing? How you liking Florida? What do you think of my home? What'd you think of the gold toilet? You know, like he's just very.
It's a horrible impersonation. It's okay.
What'd you say?
That was a horrible impersonation, but I mean, I get it. All right, look at
I'm not good at impersonations.
It's okay. Me neither.
Mike,
what's going on? Timbo, what's going on, bro?
Not much. Same old. Trying to keep Suga on the straight and narrow.
Not doing so hot.
No, I can't. What'd you say?
Trying to keep Suga on the straight and narrow. How many times a month do you go to Puerto Rico, Mikey?
0.
No more, huh?
No, I don't go there. It's not my favorite place. It takes about 12 hours to get there.
Oh.
Multiple flights. And it's just not a place that I really enjoy. I like Arizona better.
Come through, buddy.
I love it down there.
Well, speaking of flights, I saw your flight log. I had it on your notes. What is it? June? How many times have you flown this year? We're not even halfway through the year. How many times have you flown?
I think right now I'm on like the 52nd or something like that, because it's the first year that I've actually been tracking.
How many presidents we've had?
What'd you say?
Nothing. Sorry.
Nice.
Dumb joke.
But boys, you want to know? I think I'm gonna stay in LA for a second because I'm excited for this fight on July 6th. Masvidal versus Nate Diaz. You guys have any thoughts on that fight?
Anaheim, California. Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal rematch in boxing. The MMA fight. I thought it was a very interesting fight. Jorge kind of dominated the fight. 4th round stoppage due to a cut. A lot of people were like, "Oh, Jorge was kind of fading." I disagree. I thought Jorge was putting just in great shape in that fight. The longer it went on, I think the more dominant Jorge had been. But in pure boxing, I don't know if it's much different. I don't know if Nate doesn't really have that one-shot pop to really get Jorge's respect. Jorge's very smart with his energy. He's very experienced. He has very good cardio. The less rounds, the better for Jorge. I don't even know if he'd really gas.
Do you really think that right now though? Because I feel like Jorge. Who do you think's taking the training regimen more seriously?
Jorge, we talked to Jorge recently. He's in Vegas, staying away. He's not in Miami. He's in Vegas doing his fucking thing, shoddy, doing his, he's trying to stay dialed, but we're not in the camp, so it's really hard to say. But again, it does probably come down to who's been training more these last 12 weeks. What do you think, Coach? Best, greatest mind in MMA?
I actually think the fight's going to be more competitive than people think. It's just boxing. Last fight, Jorge was roughing him up in the clinch, just kicking, small 4-ounce gloves. I think it's going to be a good fight. That Diaz, bro, they've been boxing with pro boxers. Part of their training is boxing, so they've been boxing a long fucking time. It's going to be more competitive than people think, I believe.
There's a ton of bad blood there. Did you guys see what happened at the press conference?
I did. I saw that little brawl. I was glad I wasn't there. It scared me, honestly.
Yeah, they really don't like each other, bro. There's a lot of bad blood there. I'm interested to see it, and so I'll be at that on the 6th.
Are you commentating for that or anything?
What's that?
Are you commentating that, or you're just going?
Yeah, no, I think I'm going to be a part of some of the background stuff, probably like locker room or
Badass.
something, or maybe commentate. Are you going to get involved?
They did ask me to commentate. It just depends, June. I was told from the UFC I will have a date by the end of June, and so if that date is September, I'm gonna stay locked in, stay in Arizona, and do my thing. If they say, well, hey, we're doing it in December, I'll be there. I'll probably be in Miami. I'll probably be everywhere for a few weeks, just going downhill.
Bro, me and Brad hasn't responded to me in a couple days. I thought there was a little bit of bad blood there. But then I did end up speaking to him last night, and he's just been taking some time to kind of reflect and kind of think through what happened over the past week and what potentially is the biggest combat sporting event of 2024 thus far.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's not beating himself up too much, because it sounds like what happened. He made a technical mistake and it ended, but he can't be too bummed out fighting a guy who has some combat sports experience.
Yeah, I mean, boys, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that they actually did it, and not just did it, but there was actually punches thrown. Like, there's a lot of people commenting like, "Where's the blood? Where's the bruises?" Bradley's head was pretty battered up. Logan had a little mark to the eye. I think Bradley might have scratched him with went for the good old eye gouge.
Oh.
But it was an actual little scrap, bro. And I was very proud of Bradley for actually doing it, because, like you said, he's got no combat sports experience. He's just a big old guy. And, the question is, what does it do to his ongoing 260 demeanor? Does it actually humble him a little bit, or, does he stop joking around about it, or does he go in a different direction and actually start training? Because he's telling me that he wants to train a little bit and potentially do this a little bit more serious, a little bit more sanctioned.
And did Nina forgive you for letting Logan throw down?
Yeah, I think so. I think at the end of the day, dude, you get two of these, 220, 230, whatever Logan's weighing in right now, dude's got more sauce in him than a Big Mac, it seems like, bro. He's beefed up, dude. Either that or he's just really working his ass off. I don't fucking know.
Chicken and rice.
You get these two gorillas together, bro. There's no stopping them. What, dude, I'm a just sub 40-year-old man with an arthritic ankle, poor self-esteem, terrible eating habits, trash cardio. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna insert myself into that scenario to make the world a more peaceful place? Like, I'm not Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah. Well, was it intense in there? Because just from the video footage, you could tell it was like they were about it. They were fucking. It was like a. They had beef, but it wasn't too much beef. It was like Logan said, boys have to have some fun sometimes. Was it intense as fucking there? Were you a little nervous? Were your hands sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy? Yeah. Was there any vomit on your sweater already, or what?
Yeah, me being just like the fight, obviously the fight promoter over with Certified Hitmaker LLC.
Congrats, by the way.
I was more relaxed because I knew that I wasn't really involved. Bradley had like 5 or 6 guys there that were, there was some mean mugging going on.
Really?
A little bit of that. We did have a brawlic security guard, but as far as the two competitors are concerned, I was actually quite surprised with the level of calmness in Bradley going into a street fight against a combat sport, somewhat of a combat sports athlete. Say what you will about Logan's 0-14 boxing record.
Hey.
he definitely wrestled a long time. He's definitely got a good amount of experience, wrestling, and as you would say, and doing that type of stuff. So seeing Bradley as calm as he was and just kind of like real matter of fact, like I signed the waiver, I did X, Y, and Z, let's do it. I was very surprised, and I was actually very impressed by Bradley's demeanor.
Dude, honestly, I like Brad and Logan both so much. Cool motherfuckers. I'm pumped that no one got hurt and they were able to kind of settle it and it happened with no real injuries, because there could have been a lot of, you guys said Logan slammed Brad pretty good. Imagine if that was on his head. That could have bad things can go wrong in a fight, especially in that kind of a scenario. There's no real ref. There's, so I'm just glad that they both are, okay.
Yeah, Logan did get a good, like, real cross, like, I guess, Greco slam on him, like, really picked him up. And, Brad being 260 is pretty wild, that he was able to do that. And Brad actually had a potential for a guillotine at one point. And I was looking at Logan's eyes and I was like, dude, there's no way, right? Like, is this how it ends? But Logan, obviously with the wrestling experience, Brad had a one-arm guillotine, wasn't able to lock it. Logan was able to just peel it off with his hands basically and rip it off. And, but yeah, listen, like,
that was the mistake. That was his mistake right there. Grabbing the head, flopping to his back.
That's kind of how it goes with these waiver fights that we call them waiver fights. You sign the waiver and then, wherever it goes from there. But it happened on a soft surface, which I was happy about. And Bradley, made the right decision to tap in that last moment because the back of his head was getting a little battered in.
Do you think Ryan, because I saw Ryan Garcia said he wants to fight Logan in MMA. Was that real or did he say boxing?
What is Ryan Garcia not saying nowadays? Like, is there anything he hasn't said? He knows the location of Noah's Ark. He knows, all the different ingredients of Prime.
True.
He's fucked everybody's girlfriend, everybody's wife. He met Jesus. He was in the back room at the Vatican. He made a secret deal with the Illuminati. He saw every person at the Bohemian Grove. He was at a recent party in LA with Alex Jones. Dude, this kid is literally doing everything, saying everything, seeing everything. He's the almighty all-seeing.
I love it.
At this point. So
I fucking love it.
I'm not quite sure what he has said or hasn't said, but I do know he said, and I quote, "I would like to do what Bradley and Logan did with Logan." So, like, to me, that means the Certified Hitmakers LLC produced, waiver fight. Dude,
there's obvious. I would have said there's probably not a high chance that Bradley and Logan fight, but there's even a lower chance that Ryan fights Logan. But fuck, that would be badass just to see Logan slam that little dork on his head.
Yeah, that the outcome there is assured. Unless he clips Logan right off the bat with some sort of like crazy right directly to the button, like he's got no chance.
Yeah, I agree. Did you see Gervonta Davis beat that dude last night? Ryan got in the ring a little bit, was trying to get the rematch. Does that interest you, bud?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Same.
I watched the fight. What do there's some people calling into question a little bit the last five opponents. They'll always do that,
yep.
For Tank, where some of these guys kind of drained on weight, where some of these guys kind of, whatever. But, dude, would you guys agree that he's kind of proven himself as at least one of the better competitors that we're seeing in the sport right now? Is he the pound for pound god?
I think I'm not familiar enough with boxing to really have an educated opinion with it, but dude, he's been knocking all these dudes out. His left hand has dynamite in it. He's 5'2". He's got to be up there with some of the best. Who else is there even? I know there's a few other names like Shakur Stevenson. Devin Haney obviously just got smoked, so that's not real interesting. Yeah. I'd still probably, tune in. Gervonta Davis versus who's the fucking ballet guy? That Lomachenko, is he still fucking around?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it the same weight? I don't know.
Crawford.
See, I forget about Crawford. Crawford's too big for him though, right?
But yeah, I watched the fight last night. I thought it was good. Tank took some damage, which I think surprised a lot of people. He definitely got tapped a few times and had some swelling, but he was overall super impressive as he always has been. Ryan Garcia cannot beat Tank.
Yeah, it doesn't appear to be that. Well, Tank's quite a bit smaller. The weight thing wasn't. It did seem like it was a legit issue. Ryan looked like two different, guys at the fights from the last two fights. But yeah, I think Gervonta, when it comes to pure boxing, is just a better boxer than Ryan Garcia. What do you think, Coach?
Do they have any big names in the works for Karate Combat? Because that's been pretty badass.
Man, Karate Combat boys, you both guys.
We
came to the one in Vegas.
Vegas.
We've got one coming up in Orlando, and I'm just familiarizing myself with that card now. These cards kind of come together pretty quickly. The last fight was wild. I mean, dude, did you guys see the fucking dude from Firefest fought?
No way.
Actually,
yeah. Billy McFarland, the guy who scammed everybody,
really
on Firefest, came out and actually fought and KO'd his opponent in front of Joe Rogan, me, GSP. It's some real simulation type shit. Like The Rock called in and said, Karate Combat, I'm excited for you guys, and I'm thinking about, stopping by an event. It's a very as you guys see, there's a lot of these kind of like new orgs popping up. Like you look at what Craig Jones is doing CJI, and it's kind of like a moment right now where you're seeing a lot of these competitive products come up that potentially work alongside or could potentially go up against UFC. And Karate Combat's a very cool format, bro. As you guys saw, it's a cool setup. You got the 45-degree walls that are usable, and they're pulling some real talent in the fight game. So I ran back into Pettis at the press conference. He just fought on a card recently, the trilogy with Henderson.
We were at that one. That's one we were at.
That's the one you guys were at, correct?
Yeah.
So it's like they're pulling some serious talent. So I'm excited. I'm actually signing another year deal with them right now.
Good shit.
So I'll be sticking around with Karate Combat.
Nothing will ever come close to competing with UFC, but it is cool to see other avenues for guys that were in the UFC, either got cut from the UFC, their contract ended, they aren't making what they wanted, it's not going well. So it's cool to see other shit like that be available. Sure. That is badass.
We live in an and world, not an or world, right? Nowadays, there's plenty of space for other people to do stuff, and UFC is obviously the fucking go. And by the way, UFC's been supportive. We're on UFC Fight Pass,
badass,
and they've been super supportive of the product because Dana obviously knows there's no competing with UFC, as you just said. So yeah. It's an and world.
Well, we might be competing with UFC soon. We're going to do some amateur fights. We've talked about it for a few months. Probably actually never will, but we'd probably just talk about it every week just to add something to talk about. So we're going to do some amateur fights someday.
Yep, Jeff.
So you'll be competing with Certified Hitmakers LLC.
Hey, we should collab, buddy. Sheesh! I get cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Mm-hmm.
You have to keep in mind on Certified Hitmakers, we don't actually air the fights. They're only talked about.
Well, then maybe we just air one guy fighting, and then we a green screen the other guy out, so you're only seeing one guy fight, which is kind of cool if you think about it.
That's sick.
You know what I mean?
Really, I like that.
That'd be cool.
Well, like the character that loses the coin toss has to dress up in a green screen outfit.
Yes.
And simply edit them out.
Or if you're MARAB, you just automatically don't have to be seen. Just do everyone a favor. Speaking of MARAB, how fast do you think I kill that guy?
What's the deal with that fucking guy, bro?
He's just short, ugly, tough. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Dude, I was looking at some polls today. It said Suga Sean was listed as the fourth most, the fourth biggest name in the UFC. And listen, I'd like to have you a little bit closer to the 2 slot,
Appreciate
maybe even
that.
higher, bros. But I mean,
4. Who the fuck's bigger than the Sugar Show, buddy?
They got Conor McGregor at the top
Fair.
of the list still. The dude's in fucking Mykonos, fucking at Scorpios, grinding on a fucking bunch of 6s right now.
Hey, I'm jealous. So that's cool. No, Conor's, as long as Conor's even in the fucking the possibility of fighting, he's gonna be the biggest thing. And I don't think I'll ever be bigger than Conor while Conor's still around. But Conor, his time's running out. I haven't even reached my prime yet.
Not even close. Tumultuous, couple weeks here for UFC too, with all the kind of dropouts and everything going on.
Yeah, tough time. Tim, do you have any other questions for Big Mike, man? Honor to have you on. Big fan.
Mikey, when are you starting your own podcast?
Yeah, all right, buddy.
We're looking at locations. I think, I've been asked this question obviously a million times and got asked it on Full Send. I've given so many different answers about lack of time or being scared or whatever. I think people forget that every week over on the Night Shift YouTube channel, there's a very, very popular, fun video that goes out called The Night Shift that people still very much love and enjoy. And so, everybody's always on me about doing my own thing. And I guess, in a way, I put out a show that, generally speaking, gets more views than Impaulsive on a weekly basis. So it's and I always forget to answer that, and I come off like a bum. But yeah, we're looking at locations. I mean, when it happens, it happens, and so we'll see.
Well, the reason you get asked that all the time is because you are so good on Impaulsive. You are so good at talking, speaking your mind. You have interesting opinions. You're well versed in a lot of different subjects. So I think that's probably the reason you keep getting asked. No one asks me when I'm starting a podcast.
and you just fucking did it, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Huh. What else you got, big dog?
Any other fucking culture? I mean, dude, I feel like we talked about so much combat. Even like Sneako getting his tooth knocked out is fucking combat related.
Tell me. I don't know. I'm not familiar. What happened there?
Well, he's leading the new alt-right movement over there with Fuentes and some other people that, white people that love to throw the N-word around constantly. You know what they're doing over there, that whole movement. And,
I am completely lost in what you're talking about. Fill me in.
Yeah, I mean, it's just shit. I see it on Twitter. I watch and pay attention to everything that's going on.
Okay.
And so if there's a girl out there calling people fat or dropping the N-bomb often, I'm probably going to see it. So I guess they were out last night at some club or like some event, and he got into it with security. I think Sneako tried to knock his hat off, and the security guard did a leaping Superman punch off stage, punched Sneako, who fell evidently, and knocked his fucking, chipped one of his teeth, bro.
Damn. I mean, what ethnicity is Sneako? Is he not brother?
Oh, I have no idea, dude. I think he might be like Hispanic.
Is there a certain percentage of African American? Is it like 18%? You get the N pass. Mike Perry says it. He's 1%. Nate Diaz says it. He's 0%.
Well, Nate Diaz was born in Stockton. You could be 0% in Stockton. You automatically get the pass.
I think that's cool. 6ix9ine says it. Nothing really came about that. That dude's just a Mexican.
Well, because he's technically, by way of his hair, he's colored. They would consider him colored.
Mine? What do you mean? Hair color?
Yeah, I guess
Sick.
they're consider that colored.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, so I don't know if you'll be able to get it done, but
I just write it down, like Theo said.
Like Theo said, yeah, just write it down. But so he got his tooth chipped up last night. I don't know. I see all this stuff on Twitter, bro, but I try to steer clear of a lot of it, and I'd rather spend my time prepping for podcasts with Trump or if Biden wants to come on. If Biden wants to come on the show,
wow, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe.
I just don't see it happening, man.
Mikey, how's your switch been with your girlfriend? Because usually, I mean, you're always around sexy honeys constantly, just teasing you. The devil's just teasing you all the time. But now you got your honey dialed in. Are you at a little more peace?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it removes a really unnecessary and unhealthy, habit from your life when you find someone that provides and hits all and checks all the boxes, so you don't have to be out doing that type of bullshit. And I think it's important that you're just keeping things fun in the bedroom. You're experimenting. You're trying new stuff. We picked up these I don't know.
Anal beads?
We just grab shit off Amazon. I'll say this: they got this little contraption that you put in the corners of the bed that creates a rope, basically, so it tucks under the corners of the bed and creates like a parameter, like ropes that you can then tie people to. You can actually some
WWE shit.
Is she tied up right now?
Yeah. What's that?
Is she tied up right now back there?
No, I made her sit in the room with my assistant. We could get some girls on, but I may lose you. If I do, we'll just call it a wrap. But we could get some girls on. Hold on a sec.
Okay, that's okay.
Let's see. You probably can't turn this camera around, huh?
Well, if you grab your phone and you do it with your wrist, I think.
You
LG chocolate.
Girls.
Oh, there's multiple girls. How's it going, ladies? I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
I'm not sure what to say.
I don't know what to say. How's it going?
That's Suga. That's assistant Alex right there. She's just
Ex-assistant?
no assistant Alex. That's assistant Alex right there, and you know, and good old hey big Sarah in the back.
Hi, Sarah. How's it going?
Big Sarah?
Big Sarah.
He was just asking me about our sex life.
Well,
Show us the ropes,
show
dude.
us.
It's amazing. For his age, we fuck like 3 times a day.
Whoa, buddy.
All right. Well, you know, shout out to Blue Chew today's.
Chill. What's your testosterone level sitting at? If that's 3 nuts a day, buddy.
Well, you know, I mean, listen. I can't put myself in the same frame as it because I know that shit'll get clipped up and memed left and right. But I'll say this much.
Whoa.
Peptides.
Crack one of those bad boys, a little fucking, 0.25 of that testcipionate once a week. We're talking about a 760 to an 820.
Oh.
That's fire. That is fire.
Yeah, I'm up there, boys. Who knows what it will do to my lifespan, but
Probably make you live longer. I just got mine checked. I was 714.
that's solid.
Dude, 714, biological age of a 20-year-old. I didn't like to hear that because I'm like, I can make mistakes and it's fine. I'm 20. I still got a lot of life to live, man. I'm 20 years old. I was going to ask you
How old are
something.
you, Suga?
I'm 29, but biologically I'm 20.
Yeah, I gotta do that biological test. I'll probably be 60, bro. I've seen some shit, boys. I've seen some real shit.
Like in a toilet?
I'm done in 5 minutes. Yeah, I've seen some real shit. I got a book about it. The President Trump actually promoted the book, which was crazy.
So you got a new book, right? You're talking about a new book.
Nah, still the Fifth Vital.
Oh, okay. I thought you were. Okay, my bad. I thought you meant like.
I'm working on it.
Really?
Working on it. Yeah. But also, they're looking at potentially turning the book into a movie too. So
Really? Who would play you?
Yeah.
Will Smith?
Yeah, maybe Will Smith, maybe Diaz. But I was looking at maybe Miles Teller or Timothy Chalamet.
Damn, Timothy Chalamet would be kind of fire.
Or Leo DiCaprio.
Not sure who that is, but it's
Leo
Chalamet. Leo?
Big time. Yeah, he's a big time actor, bro. He's a big time actor.
Obviously not that big. Never heard of him.
Hey, I feel like I got big shoes to fill this week too. Coming in after Steiny, I saw his episode last week.
That little rat.
Yeah, generational talent, obviously.
Yeah.
And huge fan of everything he's doing over there at Steiny Enterprise.
Yeah.
With those Instagram videos that he does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, big shoes. Speaking of, what size shoe are you? You got big feet. I've seen you waddle around with those penguin things. What is that, a size 12 and a half?
Those are size 13.
Sheesh.
Those are size 13 shoes. Yeah.
Does that translate over to cock size?
Yeah, I don't,
You don't want to brag. I know. I get it. It's whatever. But it translates over, huh?
And also, you know what I found as I leave a little bit of life advice for the youngsters and something I try to do often.
Vote for Trump.
That's one word of advice. Now, people just really don't like people that brag about shit. You know what I'm saying? I like you guys are both super humble guys and like obviously Suga, like you'll talk about your performance in the ring or in the octagon because it's indisputable, whatever it is.
Champ.
But I try to demean myself about half the time. So like I won't lead with the fact that my penis is long. I'll lead with the fact that it's kind of thin and I wish it was a little bit thicker. People can relate to
Yeah,
I feel that.
shortcomings.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Sense?
Yeah, Tim's more of a girth guy, he said.
Oh, it's not
Short,
true?
though.
Stop saying he always says he has a skinny dick. It's not.
She said it's not true, but I think it's true.
Do you have
I
any-
see some of the-
Do you have any bananas or eggplants there? She could give us like a demonstration, like what is it called? Like a fucking show and tell?
It's between an eggplant and a banana, but closer to the eggplant side.
Wow. Okay.
Like this.
What about
No,
a
I
tall?
would say I got it.
What about a tall boy?
So see this right here?
Tall boy.
Wow, you're working with a fucking can, huh?
No, I just wanted to show you this. It's called Real Tea. It's a new product. that I'm working,
Jeez.
with Morgan Wallen on, actually. Real Tea Company, available at Walmart, 3,100 Walmart. It's a better for you tea. Rethink your liquids with Real Tea. I saw that with W, dude. Congratulations on that collaboration, brother.
Thank you. Congratulations on yours. So, I mean, is there anything else for Big Mike? Really appreciate you hopping on. I know you went through some shit last night / this morning. Hope everything goes well over there. It's Sunday. We're preaching the gospel over here at fucking Joel Osteen's administers. So if you guys want to pass around the charity jar, you know what I mean? So, Mike, if you want to give to our charity, we are actually a church now. 10% would be greatly appreciated from your monthly earnings.
My tithe is on the way, and
Appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys, and am obviously a massive fan of what you guys do on the combat sports side, but also just as you guys, for you guys as people in general. I love you guys, and always down to come on and help out in any way that I can.
Thanks, Mikey. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
Yeah, hopefully see you soon in person. Love you, champ. Have a great fucking afternoon. Put the pipe down on your little princess, buddy. We're out.
Will Conor McGregor ever return to fighting? I have 30 seconds to answer or get gonged. Conor McGregor is going to come back for one more fight, in my opinion. He's not going to be able to hang with these elite guys. He's not dialed in enough. A little bit too much party, and I think he's going to have one more little hoorah in him and call it good. And that's my opinion right there.
Didn't get gonged, buddy. Good job. Hey, buddy, Tim here. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Conor's going to come back. He fucking hurt his toe. He's going to come back. He's going to take out Michael Chandler. He's going to make a run for the 170-pound belt. He's going to knock Leon Edwards out. He's going to go back down to 55, knock Islam out. He's going to go up to 185, knock out Sean Strickland. Just for fucking fun. Conor McGregor's back, baby. He's dialed. He's focused. He's not distracted. He's not in the clubs. And if he is, he's training in the clubs. He's in the bathroom doing push-ups with the fellas. And he's coming back, and he's making a title run at 185.
Keep dreaming, Skittles.
Huh?
Nothing.
Is Michael Chandler making a mistake by waiting for Conor? You know what? Here's my opinion. I think he is a little bit. There's winnable fights out there for Michael Chandler, and it's like the Conor fight is not 100% clearly. It's been way too long for him. Might as well get in there and scrap while his testosterone's like 7,000. Michael Chandler's ready to go. He's an animal. He's got good cardio. He's always in risky fights. Just his style's risky, but I think he's making a little bit of a mistake. He might as well go in there and come on, I was about to say some sweet shit.
I don't think he's making a mistake by waiting for the Conor McGregor fight because that's a big payday. He's probably pretty financially stable already. He's got such a reckless style. Any fight he fights could be his last fight. He might as well make it against Conor McGregor. Is Jiri versus Alex and Ortega versus Lopez enough to replace Conor versus Chandler? I mean, no. I mean, look at everybody. People are buying tickets. People are buying expensive plane tickets, hotels, all this stuff. People want to see Conor McGregor, not just for the fight, for the walkout, for the weigh-ins, for the press conference, for everything. People get fired up for it. And Jiri versus Alex, they're both very respectful guys. Ortega versus Lopez are very respectful guys. They want to see people talking shit.
God, finally you say something intelligent. Jiri versus Alex, Ortega versus Lopez is not even close to replacing Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor. No one is, unless it's the Sugar Show versus anyone. The only person that could come close to Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor is me, the narcissistic, selfish Sugar Show, baby. I'm the biggest thing in sports. I'll kill anybody. MARAB, easy. Tank Davis, easy. They're all easy, bud. Who do we have in the main event? Alex versus Jiri, and how does it go down? I think Alex Pereira just throws a left hook with his eyes closed and runs into fucking Jiri's chin. Jiri goes down. Alex Pereira, the story, the legend, goes on, and Alex continues to grow as a star. 2 weeks notice. It's like this guy just keeps on getting bigger and bigger. And if he was any bigger, he would be a big. No, I remember that one show off that Carter or something. Sorry, Carter. That's about all I got to say about that, man.
I would say the same thing. Alex Pereira is too sharp. He's got too much experience kickboxing. Jiri's style is too unorthodox, dropping his hands, throwing punches, not having good balance after he punches. His hands come back to his armpits, and Pereira's too sharp for that. He's too good of a counter puncher. I think he's going to put one on the lips and put him down.
Yeah, I think Alex Pereira fucking omoplatas Jiri, blows out his shoulder, the one he had surgery on. That's about all I thought.
I agree. With Dana saying Khamzat got very ill, will he ever return? I've been seeing tweets about it. That it might be his last fight. Similar thing that happened to Zabit. But he's probably making some good cheddar out there in Abu Dhabi. He's probably got some good contacts, some guys that are big fans of him. So he might not need to fight for that money like he was hungry for in the past. But I tell you one thing, the guy likes watches. And watches get very expensive. Richard Mille go anywhere from 100,000 to 2 million. So he's gonna want the cheddar coming in.
Yeah, that's about enough out of you, bud. Will Dana say Khamzat got he got to say very, very ill. What did he say? Violently ill. I wonder if his immune system just sucks, and I wonder if he's so mentally strong. I guess it depends on he just mentally strong. Is he training while he shouldn't be training? Is he not recovering? Does he have some kind of disease? Buddy, it's my time. I think, who knows if we'll ever see Khamzat again. I think he's pulled out of 6 fights, or that might have been a joke on Twitter, but I've seen it, and I thought it was real.
You get crazy animals like that who just train so hard. They have this crazy mindset. They train their whole life wrestling, and then they start getting a little bit older, and they try to keep up with that pace. They start getting ill. They start getting injured. You just can't train the same as you could when you were 20 to 30.
Born in 1984, buddy.
What? He's that young?
29. Suga Sean versus Jake Paul at MMA. What happens and who wins? Whoa, buddy. Chill. We just came out of the company W, man. In MMA, I mean, I'm fucking the champ, buddy. I'm 135 pounds of pure sex appeal, buddy. I mean, in MMA fights, like I've just been doing this shit for the last 13 years. I should be able to beat someone who doesn't do MMA. Boxing, different story. MMA, I'm the champ, man.
Suga Sean versus Jake Paul. I mean, obviously Jake Paul's going to hit hard with 4-ounce gloves. He's about 6', 6'1", 200 pounds, so he's a hard hitter, but he's very flat-footed. His stance is very linear. He's not bouncing around. There's no way he could track Sugar down. Sugar's going to stomp his front knee, teep him, bounce around, and Jake Paul wouldn't even be able to get in range, and that would be, I don't want to say easy, but I'm going to say easy fight. In MMA, Suga Sean versus Jake Paul. Who is your current MMA GOAT? I mean, you can't.
Tell him.
It's going to be easy.
Tell him.
It's going to be easy.
Tell him.
It's Johnny Bones Jones. Johnny Bones Jones. Look at his resume. Look at the people he fought. Look how easy he made them look. All of them.
Thank you.
There's not really someone who's made those high-level guys look that easy.
My last 2 fights.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I mean, it's going to be hard to go against that Johnny Bones Jones.
In my defense, I beat Eddie Wineland.
That is true.
I beat Chris Moutinho. I beat Thomas
Smolka
Almeida. I was going to fight Luis Smolka. He pulled out. I beat Raulian Paiva. All of these guys
and who's the guy
are not even in the UFC.
Shoto?
For a reason.
True.
Because I am the MMA GOAT. I beat them so bad they kicked him out of the UFC. I've had the hardest come up in the sport. I'm the GOAT.
I mean, when you get these next 2 fights, you smoke MARAB, turn his nose sideways, you knock out Ilia Topuria. It's going to be hard to go against that one.
I mean, Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling, Cheeto there. I mean, I finished them all. I mean, if we're talking stats, we're talking facts, we're talking science, KO, 3 KOs in a row. It's hard to deny.
We choked out Aljo.
Choked out Aljo. Fuck. Is Mike Perry versus Jake Paul better than Mike Tyson? You know what? I think Jake Paul beats Mike Perry. I think Jake Paul beats Mike Tyson. I think Jake Paul beats Mike Hawk. Is that a guy? I thought it was his opponent he was going to fight.
Hawk off?
He's fighting Mike Hawk. Is that a guy he's fighting? Did I just get pranked? I don't get it.
Oh my God.
Cut that, Josh.
Okay.
I think...
Is Perry versus Paul better than Tyson versus Paul? I think 100%. The rounds are hopefully going to be 3 minutes. It's going to be an actual battle. You got 2 guys in their prime. You got Mike Perry, who's just built for fighting. This is 100%, I think, Jake Paul's toughest fight, especially the confidence Mike Perry's coming with. It's going to be war because he's still got some height on Mike Perry, but they're similar sizes. Like I said, similar ages, and Jake Paul's going to really have to pull out the dog on this one.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't really get to answer my question fairly. I was trying to be funny, and then I ended up saying some sus shit. That was not supposed to happen. But Mike Perry versus Jake Paul, I think it's more of a competitive match. I think Tyson was just a little bit too, aged, weathered. But I think Mike Perry versus Jake Paul is a very, very interesting, very competitive fight. I think it would be the most competitive fight Jake's had outside of the Tommy Fury fight. I would be very interested to seeing it, and I'm excited to see it. I think it's actually happening July 20th, and I don't know where, but I want to go.
Who wins and how, Mike or Jake? I mean, goddamn, who's going to be more healthy? Last time we saw Jake Paul, he's looking like he's about 220, 225. I don't know what weight this is going to be at. I heard 170, 175. Ooh. That's cutting 40 or 50 pounds.
It ain't.
And that's going to be 40, 50 pounds in, 5 weeks? I'm curious to what weight it's going to be at because, like I said, last time we saw Jake Paul's really big. And, that.
I don't think Mike versus Jake's at 170 or 175. There's no way.
I don't know why it would be
230 when I saw him in Miami. Hey, buddy, let me talk. I think, God dang it, that's actually a tough fight to predict because Mike's in it, but he's in bare knuckle. It is a different sport, different size space to fight it, different range. It's it's very similar but very different. Jake's been boxing, Mike's been bare knuckle boxing. You just don't get it. You didn't gong.
Yeah, 185 I think is more realistic because there's a video on YouTube. Mike Tyson reacts to Jake Paul weighing over 230. So they were really trying to put the size on him for this bout. That was at heavyweight. Now it's at 185. So
I mean, I just watched a 5-second clip. Anderson Silva versus Chael. It looks like they both know that they're older and they don't want to hurt each other. I don't know if Chael could fucking really land and crack Anderson if they were going 100%. But it looked like Anderson. He's just such a nice dude. He's like, I don't want to go hurt Uncle Chael. Uncle Chael's running for president soon, probably. You can't hurt the American goddamn senator. When he's leaning that far left, buddy.
Yeah, it was 5 rounds. I mean, that's good. Hopefully the old dogs made some money. And right on.
But yeah, it looked like a sparring match, but it looked fun. It's good to see Uncle Chael shoot a promo. Always enjoy that.
Friday night, we went out for Mariah's birthday. We went to a little country bar, threw on the cowboy hat, and did a little jitterbugging. Stayed up late. The girls had a hoot, and then woke up not feeling too bad. Came to the dojo. We ripped 2 pods in a row, confidential pod. And then the pod was Steiny. He had a couple females in here, and
females.
Sadly, 2 of them picked me as the number 1.
Wait, 2 of them?
Yeah.
I thought just 1.
Well, the second one tapped me on the way out and said, "You're my favorite." Slurped on my earlobe.
Really?
And then last night, had a good night too. And
me too.
We didn't really do much. We threw on a tomahawk on the Traeger, did a little mangoes, little fruit, little cheese platter. Watched the show Baby Reindeer, and that's a good show. I know you watched an episode or 2 and then got burnt out of it, but they have.
No, I pretty much watched the entire thing. The first 2 episodes were pretty good, and I watched, but I'm like, God, I was so over it. I finished it.
I didn't know what was going to happen. You know?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was good. Well made show.
You finished it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not finished it.
And it was creepy. It fucking creeped me out. I'm like, that's some shit that happened to me. And
yeah, right. Big bitch.
And then watched the boxing matches last night. David Benavidez.
I did watch that.
Did you watch that guy he was fighting? Was fucking good too.
He was punching at a good pace. Like
his combos, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, we watched a little bit of that.
That guy's 37 years old. What was his record? Do you know by chance? But dude, David Benavidez, for his size, when he lets those punches go.
Was that his first time at that weight too? Moving up?
Big, I'm not sure.
I think it was.
But dude, he's fucking good. He's one of those guys too that can keep pressuring you, and he just has to eat shots. Some of those Mexican heads, dude, they can just eat the shots.
Those fucking Mexican noggins.
And then Tank Davis.
I didn't get to watch that one.
It was good, dude. It was good. Guy's 5'5". He's 5'5". The fight was at 100.
He's not. There's no way. He's 5'4" max.
133 pounds. But dude, he's so good, just being so calm. He keeps his shoulders real high, and he's got good eyes. And he was pretty much not really rope open the kid. He was still being a little bit offensive, but he let that kid out punch himself. 6th, 7th round, really started pressuring forward. And he's fucking twitchy and fast when he wants to be. And he ended up knocking that kid out clean.
See, Sono's like, no, he got back up. I watched it. It was a decision. Sono kept telling me that.
But dude, that little Tank Davis dude, he's fucking
that Frank Martin was the first few rounds looked like he was doing really good. I know Gervonta probably was experience, strategy, but I was like, damn, Gervonta's having a tough time getting to him for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Kind of fire.
I think that was a strategy though. Just be super calm, keep your shoulders loose, have a good pace. 6th, 7th, really start pressuring and turning on. That's what he did, and he looked fucking good, dude. I mean, he did drop Ryan Garcia, but that weight clause thing had to have a lot to do with it.
Smart.
I mean, very smart by them. But if you guys ever fought, what weight? I feel like it should be.
Gervonta?
They would never do it. That would be the issue. But 145 pounds, 140 pounds,
well,
maybe.
An MMA fighter come over to boxing. I mean, Floyd and Conor, they did a way heavier weight than Floyd used to.
They would try to put in the clause that you couldn't be bigger than this certain thing, and that would change the whole thing.
They would probably put in the clause that I had to be 5'8" when I walked in there. I could weigh in at 5'11", but I got to be 5'8" when I walk in there. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I thought that would get more chuckles. Tough crowd. Yeah. Tough crowd. Caleb Plant hit Ryan Garcia with a beer, supposedly. Ryan Garcia was there trying to get the rematch. See, that would be a fun fight. I would like that. Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta next at a little higher weight. That would be sweet.
A little higher weight, that's the issue. They won't do that.
Yeah, but it'd be sweet. He wore a shirt that said, what did he say? Tanks, #1 something. Rematch me, bitch. Oh, Tank #1. I mean, who else would Tank fight? I literally don't know. And I didn't know the last guy he just fought. Mm-hmm. As far as paper, like, in the boxing world, people are probably like, oh, he could fight this guy. But who else would he fight? That's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. These random boxers pop up you never really heard of, but they're like 20, 30, and they're like really good, but you're like, wow, I just fucking heard of this guy.
Well, I remember when Bivol fought Canelo. Never heard of him. Mm-hmm. But what was I going to say?
David Benavidez versus Canelo. I wonder if Canelo's like, God, the motherfucker is just too tall. He's too big.
Because you said Canelo's like 5'7".
Yeah.
Damn. David Benavidez 6 foot, right? At least.
I think
he looked big.
More than that.
Gervonta said he wants to fight me again. I'll kick his ass again. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what he said. Mm-hmm.
David Benavidez is 6'2" with a 74.5 reach.
Jeez.
I mean, that could make sense. I mean, you can see why Canelo's like, unless you pay him fat fucking bread, the dude's fucking huge.
You know what's funny? Yeah. I always see these boxers talk about how much money they make, and then I see them on Twitter. I haven't been paid yet. Both Ryan and Devin Haney saying, I haven't been paid yet. What the fuck? I haven't been paid yet. It's like, cool. So you can just say I made $400 million. I made $400 million. Well, it's coming. Well, like
in a little bit, yeah.
They said I would. Well, like it's a meme coin. Robert Whitaker. Well, let's fucking get into some UFC news. We're done with that boxing bullshit. I'd knock Gervonta out. Let's just end it on that. Anyway, a tough weekend. Tough fucking time for the UFC. Conor's officially out. Usually I hear a little something and I have a little inside information. Nothing. I hadn't heard nothing on the Conor stuff. I think it was like, is it happening? Is it not? I was just in the dark with everyone else. We didn't know what was going to happen. Conor's got an injury. He pulls out. The main event's over. Michael Chandler. They don't get a replacement fight for him, which I thought was interesting. I thought for sure if Conor pulled out, they'd have a replacement for Michael Chandler. I don't know if Michael Chandler had a saying in that, if he wanted to, or if he wanted to try to push it to a later date. I know Conor said he wanted to do the Sphere. UFC said, hey, we're working on some fights. I was like, oh, shit, that's pretty cool. Hopefully I'm a part of that, man. But I'm surprised they didn't get Conor or Chandler a replacement. They're trying. Supposedly, I saw something about maybe doing it in October, which seems like, because I don't think they were doing Vegas in October. It seems like they almost would just completely make a whole card around that just to move it there.
Yeah, I wonder who gets or gives them the call. Like, is it Conor's manager? Does he text Dana, say, hey, John McCarthy tweeted or said something about how Conor, it was the same leg that he snapped. He hurt it in training, and the last time he broke it, there was a crack in it previously. Ooh. So he's probably like, I don't want to crack this motherfucker.
Did you see Rafael Dos Anjos tweet? Take some ibuprofen.
Yeah.
That was kind of silly. Gave me a good chuckle. And then Jamal Hill, the co-main event, is out too. 303's in shambles, but they pull it together like they always do.
Yeah, I wonder if Dana has emergency meetings with Hunter, or if he's at the poker table and he gets a call. He's like, fuck, and then cruises out.
Did you watch the documentary, the UFC Inc.?
Yeah.
The first, second, and third episode, or just second?
Just the second.
If you watch
and a little bit of the third.
If you watch that, you see him. It's pretty fucking cool watching him in the war room, spitting ideas off each other. Just it's actually really, really cool documentary on Roku. I mean, if you ever watch, just watch episode 2. It's all about me. I'm a narcissist. No, I'm not. Anyway.
But yeah, they got that done. Jamal Hill versus Jiri Prochazka.
Jamal Hill versus Jiri. Damn, I didn't know that.
Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka.
How does that fight go? He knocked him out, left hook, pretty easy last fight. The first time they fought, right? Wasn't it first round? Boom, slept him.
I'm gonna do a full breakdown on my YouTube. But dude, Jiri is fucking. He drops his hands by his armpits. He doesn't have his hands up. Alex Pereira. I mean, I feel like you can't really fight like that against him. He's too sharp.
I feel like you have to have some fundamentals before you can start doing all that samurai like you got to be able to fucking.
When you got an expert puncher like that, it's like, fuck, yeah, you can't afford to get away with that kind of shit. I feel like, but there's always ways for him to win. He's big, he's explosive, he's unorthodox. Alex Pereira's
2 week notice,
22 pounds in 2 weeks, which is not that crazy. That's pretty average for people.
It's a little more than what, normal. And then Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega. Again, 2 weeks. I don't think either one of these guys were fighting, right? Were they? Do you guys know? Like, were they on the card? Were they fighting other people? Or did this just come together 2 weeks notice? That is crazy. Hopefully these guys are making some cheddar. That's an interesting fight, though. A lot of people are saying Ortega is going to smoke this dude, but that Lopez has been active as fuck. Legit black belt. Good striker. Confident right now. Fuck. That is a dangerous fight for Ortega to take on short notice.
Yeah, probably. I feel like it's going to be a boxing match. I feel like their grappling's going to negate each other, and they're going to stand up and strike.
That's it. Episode whatever, the 192. Wait, 290 or 190? 290. We're almost at 300.
Well, this year, it's been 6 years.
What?
I was looking.
You know, Brandon showed me something that popped up on his thing when we were over at the old studio when we had Brandon on. I was like, God damn, Tim's had a glow up. That motherfucker ugly. No, I'm joking. But our teeth.
I know.
It's so weird seeing videos of our teeth.
Oh, I know. I was going back on some old Graham videos like 12 years ago and stuff just for fun, and it's fun.
You sent me one of them.
Yeah.
We had some glow-ups, some Oak Ridge. Or no, Union Hills type shit. What?
But, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed the show. Hit that like and subscribe button. Let's get Suga Show to 1 million subs. And comment your thoughts below. Other than that, sugashop.co. And then we're both on Snapchat and also patreon.com/RedHawk Academy. There's a confidential show that comes out every week. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.